Achievement Hunter is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy right now at expressvpn.com/achievement.
What do you mean?
Hello,
set?
welcome to
My office.
Off Topic.
Damn, Jack.
Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, protect your sensitive data with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/off topic. I'm your host, Michael. We got such a banger of an episode this week. You won't even be able to believe it. We got Jeremy, Iffy, Jack, and Matt. Could you believe it?
I bet they did it.
I like it.
Damn, dude.
They have to, though. It's right there.
Damn,
This
man.
lineup, when they see it, they're ready for it. Like
Yeah.
this lineup, it's like
And
reversed blacked. You
Some
know?
people, like Iffy, is so ready. He comes before
Yeah.
the show starts.
Oh yeah, I was ready because I was like, if I don't hop in now, I'm gonna do something that gets me late. That's what I'll do. I'll be deep down a TikTok hole. I'm watching all these
Don't want to fall
busset
in that TikTok hole.
challenges.
No.
Yeah, you know, I was like, let me go watch this busset challenge in my bedroom for a bit, and then I come back and the show is almost over.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Can I say,
TikTok hole.
and I think we've told you this before, but especially when there's a recording in the morning, which is usually around 11 a.m. for us,
Yeah.
but you being in California is 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Fiona and Sarah never believe you're going to show up.
Ever.
They show up every time. Every time.
They have no
Fiona just
faith.
goes, that man is sleeping. He's sleeping.
Yeah.
And we're like, Fiona, he came the last 5 times. She goes, but do we know? Do
Yeah.
we really know?
I'll be positive.
Yeah, there's no way to truly know. We've already went over the way that Fiona operates when multiple people have to leave the place at the same time. So, you know, she just has no faith.
yeah.
She's
Yeah,
under
about
the-
not waking you up. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's for themselves, apparently, even though I have to get into your vehicle to get to the place.
To be in
so
your show.
yeah. So, you know. So I don't trust Fiona's, trust in my time because she can't be trusted.
Anyway,
Fair.
thanks for watching,
Man,
everyone.
it's out there.
Damn,
Yeah, that was the
like
whole
that.
thing.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
sorry
So,
about all this.
sorry, sorry, everybody.
God damn, dude.
There's not
Yeah,
much
don't
we can
worry.
do.
I got something that'll fix it.
We're only 2 weeks into this.
Whoa! Look at this
Oh,
guy.
man.
I want
Yeah.
Wow, that looks so
to go
red.
to there.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if
it is,
I've
and
had
it's as big as
Fireball
my
since-
head.
I don't think I've had Fireball since episode 200. Which
You're
was-
missing out.
That was a bad
a
time.
long time ago, over a year, close to a year.
I mean,
Close to
what
a
episode
year.
is this? What are we on?
I don't know. 240,
All right.
probably close to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, when's 300
Oh,
coming
man.
Oh.
Hopefully,
Yeah, I want to not remember that day.
up? Hopefully never.
Yeah, hopefully this is dead and gone by then.
Well, you can make a whole bunch of like timely 300 jokes, and say this is Sparta a whole bunch of times. So don't
Yeah.
forget
Oh,
that.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That was. Remember when people
Yeah.
said that?
People
Yeah.
will go. A lot of people in
Just
the
yell it.
audience will say, "What's that?"
And we'll say
300 what?
it's
The movie's
madness.
Yeah.
old now.
Madness.
Oh, no.
I remember that movie was being like so fucking awesome when I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
When it first- I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah. This is the best. Look at the zooms and the slow motion and like the it's not like
The painted on
CGI, but it
abs.
is like oh
Yeah. I mean, that
Great.
movie is what made Gerard Butler,
Yep.
And that was
Yeah.
and that movie was the first step into Zack Snyder having this grip on comic books that he has now.
Dude, he did Watchmen. Watchmen's actually pretty damn
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah.
like the Watchmen movie's not bad at all. A lot of people crap on it, but
I have only one issue with it, but I think besides that issue, I think the movie's top to almost the bottom is great.
is it the way they changed the ending up?
Yeah, because because I'm of the firm belief that it had to be a squid because it had to be something otherworldly so that it can unite the world. But when you make it a bomb, then they're like, oh, you can blame that on somebody. And that would start the war that they kept hinting was on the hinge of happening. But I think beyond that, I get why they didn't do it, because it was that one thing before we got comfortable with comic book movies where they're like, that's just too ridiculous. And it probably was like, yeah. And now we have the talking raccoon, Mac Daddy,
a tree.
Humans.
A tree that people love, by the way.
Hell yeah. That tree sells.
People
merch.
cried when that tree died.
Yeah. I literally have a Groot chia pet in the kitchen right now that Naomi started. And I mean, it's funny because I keep starting these projects that really have a lot of waiting to do, and those are the worst project for toddlers because they're like,
oh yeah,
all right, I want to see it. Like, what do you mean wait? What do you mean?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
There's a lot of stuff I'll mention, like, to my older daughter, and I'll say, like, I'll see something or say, I'll just say I ordered something, like, oh, I ordered more, the animals yogurt, just so you know. I'll just mention to her, like, oh, we're out, I ordered more. And then she'll go, well, I want it. And I go, well, I ordered it. She goes, well, I want it now. And I was like, well, I should have said nothing.
Wait.
Said nothing. I just thought you'd be excited that it's coming, but now you just want it to materialize. And that's it's just not going to happen.
There is no past and future. There is only now.
Yeah.
If you mention it, it has to be now. Like, you can't bring it up. They do not care.
I know that too, how close the past blends. She got stung by a bee one time.
Oh,
this was, I don't know, months ago, probably in the summer of 2020. And I kid you not, and she talked about it nonstop for a week or two. More of the story, right? Kids, they're still excited when they're not crying to talk about how they cried. She'll go, I got stung by a bee and I cried. I cried a lot. I was like, yeah, you did. But now it's like an exciting story she can tell. But maybe 2 weeks ago, she's got like a couple of birthmarks, like tiny little dots. And she'll point at one and go, this is where the bee stung me. I'll go, no, that's not. You don't have any mark. That was forever ago. That's just a birthmark. And she'll go, a bee stung me last week. I'm like, dude, that was like a fifth of your life ago. It was not last week. 6 months is so long for you. You know what I mean? Like, to say 6 months ago, and she'll go, I got stung by a bee last week.
Yeah.
Last week. That's awesome. But like, that's
your life ago.
Because at this point, there aren't a lot of experiences. Like, when you're that young, you don't have stories and experiences and stuff like that. And then they're slowly adding.
I'm curious about like kids right now, like Michael, like your daughters, like that. They're in that age where it's like, you're going to spend a year at home with them, and it's like, that's not normal. Like, like, is that gonna mess with their head? Like, I've got, like, if you've got pets, and it's like, you get it, like a bunch of people got like puppies and stuff, and it's like, you're gonna start having to go to work and leaving this dog at home for 8 hours a day, and it's gonna be like, what the hell? Like, why have you abandoned me? And it's like,
well,
I don't know. How does that work?
Well, the advantage I have is human speech.
Right.
Yeah.
You can explain to a
the
kid.
Animals. I think I'm in a decent stage for it to happen where Iris is old enough to grasp it. Like, she knows we used to go to work and we don't anymore. And really has no grasp on the pandemic, but she has to wear a mask when she goes outside. She knows that, like, if we go somewhere.
Yeah.
Not that that happens very often, but I do have little masks that she wears. And then the other one's too little to tell what the hell's going on. So as long as we're like coming out of this by the end of this year, hopefully, I don't think it's going to be too bad. Because I'm just thankful she hasn't started preschool yet, because that would have fucked it all up.
Yeah, that would have been pretty rough.
It'd be nice to like get vaccines, move back into more of a normal thing, even though it's not going to be normal, but better than it is now, and ease back in, because at least it wasn't ripped from her yet. She didn't know it yet. She's lived at home. The only difference is we're home every day now. She's always been home every day, So it hasn't been too bad.
It's interesting. That's such a weird time. Like so many things that you never thought would happen. Like it's just like, you know, I mean, like it's wild. Like for example, like right now in Japan, they're about to open up that Super Mario World thing, and everyone's like, oh well, they should have. They should.
I just want to go, but I can't. I'm never gonna get to go.
You'll get to
like,
go.
I mean, like people are upset because like they just delayed it because of COVID, and everyone's like, oh, they should have planned for this, and it's like they started building it 3 years ago.
Oh. Well, here's the plan. You walk in. Here's your complimentary 1-up mushroom when you die from going here, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
easy.
It's so weird. Like it's just like it's like getting hit by meteors. Like there's no way to plan for this. It's like, all right, yep, that's something that's gonna happen now and completely alter humanity for a good amount of time.
I mean, it's going to be interesting because how are we going to go back to, because like, I mean, we used to, make out with people in bar bathrooms, like,
I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was definitely something I was doing.
How, like, who goes back to,
if the shitty thing is, people are still doing that. Like there's so many assholes, so many selfish assholes. Like if you saw the photo from Alabama after they won the national championship game, which did you know they were playing college football? Because they shouldn't have been this season.
Yeah.
And then you see like literally thousands of people on a crowded street in Tuscaloosa, and it's like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like really? Like literally we're in the worst pandemic ever, and at the worst time of the worst pandemic ever, and people are still like, oh, whatever, let's go party, yay, got football, and it's been so important right now that I could probably catch it and maybe kill a bunch of people with it. Oh well, football.
Yeah.
Like, I love football.
Football.
But now is not the time for that. It's just it's so selfish. Selfish.
I think about it this way, where it's like it seems so selfish to people whose like lives are easily directly impacted by this. Like for example, y'all can't go to the studio. We can't do anything in studio really. You can't act. There's the writer's room have to be all digital. So we are actively seeing the effects of this. But if you like don't work in an industry that's impacted by this, or I was even thinking about it, if you're a waitress or a waiter who like is out there still having to go out there with COVID, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my ass ate at a tailgate because like I'm already out here putting myself at risk for my livelihood. Why not have some fun while I'm at it? So I think it kind of like when you step away from like the people with the means to like actually be like, oh, we could be safe, and you're like in areas where people are like, well, no, I still have to deal with this because apparently I'm a quote unquote essential worker, then I'm going to have some fun too. And I feel like that's how I would think too, where it's like, oh, I got to deliver pasta to this rich asshole who coughed on me. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go touch some butts.
Dude, when this pandemic's over, I know the first thing I'm doing.
But it is going to be interesting to see like how our normal day lives will change after all this is over. Like once the vaccine is pervasive and like for the most part it's gone, like will you be comfortable going to movies? Like will you be comfortable going to theme parks? It's like or will there be things like are it's like shaking hands? Is shaking hands going to be a thing still? Like it's a lot of stuff that you don't think about that it's like, oh yeah, like blowing out candles on a birthday cake. It's like, oh yeah, that's kind of gross actually. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, like, are people going to be able to kind of like just remove this year from their brain and be like, oh, well, let's get back to how it was before? Or are people going to take it a little bit more seriously? Like this year, like the flu this year killed less people, killed like 3% of the amount of people it normally kills because everyone's indoors or wearing a mask. It's like, hey, look, there's your example of why this stuff works while being safe. Washing your hands, wearing a mask is like, it literally destroyed the flu this season. Yeah. And so I don't know. It's fascinating. And there's going to be historians and not archaeologists. What's the term for like modern day, like someone who observes just like humanity?
Twitter users.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be interesting to watch those people and kind of like figure out how this all shakes out with the planet,
I'm going to go back to touching everyone.
Oh, well,
just everyone I see.
I mean, as far as like normal stuff, like movies and shit, like, I'm going to fire back in. But it does make you think, you don't need to be shaking hands.
You don't.
That's just,
you don't
that's
need
just
to.
that's just a made up thing. was a made up thing. You know what I mean?
It was to check for weaponry.
Who the fuck is sitting around going, man, I miss shaking hands. I miss it. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, anthropologist, that's what it is. Thank you very much, Jay Paradise. But I mean, like, I get that need for some kind of human contact, like human touch. Like, I miss hugging people. Like that's one of I love hugging people. And it's like, yeah, like the next RTX is like, is it gonna be 6 feet away from everybody? Like whenever we have an in-person thing again? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on how many people are vaccinated. And then, I mean, like, I feel like regardless, there's going to be a lot of people that either like can never go back to that because it's so ingrained in them now after this last year. But I think there's going to be a larger part that like are going to have to wean themselves back onto it. Aren't going to be able to be like, all right, light switch, everything's back to normal, we're good. It's going to be like, yeah, everything's you're going to feel super safe about every single thing, and then slowly over time be like, okay, maybe this is all right, maybe I can do that, and then then you're back to it. And it's going to take a restart period. I don't know how long that will be, but it's going to be a period of time.
There's no way it'll be instant. But
or will it?
It could be.
Yeah.
Hey.
I feel like I'm a big touchy person. Like I hug people, you know, so I feel like I'm gonna just go back into it. I'm gonna be like, get in here, get in this chest. But I'm gonna keep your face. I'm gonna keep your face in my chest area, and that way, you know, the droplets get trapped in my chest. Something that I think was going around that I think is true is like we should just make it in vogue to wear a mask if you're sick. Like that seems like a cool trend.
Totally
spend all this money on these masks. Wear your damn mask if you're sick, if you have the sniffles,
or if you're coughing, you know, like wear a mask. Like,
it makes a lot of sense. It's very like, you know, like China forever has been wearing masks. And it's always like, that's weird. And then we get a month into this pandemic, and I'm just like, you know, it's not that weird. It's really not that weird at all. Why? I've said to Lindsay like months ago, man, we should do this more often. Like, or even like, like you said, if you have a cold and you get on a plane, wear a mask. Who cares?
Yeah,
that's it. 3 hours, 4 hours, and that's even like, again, not in a pandemic. It's not like, oh my god, if you take it off, you're gonna get kicked off the plane. That's just like, when you're sitting there, whatever, pop it on. Because now, you know, we all wear them constantly, all the time. To think about how long I would possibly wear it in like an everyday scenario be nothing compared to the last 9 months, you know? And I have 35 fucking masks in my house now. You know, I have all these like, because when it first started, I had to find the right ones. You know what I mean? I would just buy, they all came in like 3 packs. And because everybody was going ape shit, they all took like, you know, a week or 10 days to get delivered when normally it'd be like a day. But everybody was buying them. So I'd get like a 3-pack and go, I don't like this one. I don't like the elastic on this one. Or you get one and you go, oh, this is thinner than I thought. I should get like a, you know, I didn't realize this wasn't like 2 or 3 layers of cloth or whatever it is. So I have so many. I have so many masks. Now I'm just like, now I want to use them. Did you see the Razer mask they just announced? The RGB mask? It's a Razer like N95 RGB mask that's also going to have a, like, I don't know if it's going to be a full-blown microphone, but like a voice like projector. Like it's going to have some sort of speaker on it, so your voice is actually coming out of the mask, not just being muffled.
I mean, absolutely
that makes so much sense.
Same, dude. I was like, that's the new hotness.
Yeah, they are.
I'll buy the shit out of that.
Yeah.
The world's smartest mask.
I remember I was picking up some coffee one time, and this guy, I guess this whole time he was asking me, he was asking like, was I waiting to order? I was waiting so far from I was waiting so far from the order area, but he was like, and I didn't hear him. And I was like, yeah. And then like, he's like standing there, and he was like, oh, I'm waiting to order. I was like, oh, you said I'm waiting to order. And he's like, yeah, I said it 4 times. I'm like, bro, you're wearing a mask. Also, check your voice. I'll beat your ass. I don't care if it's a Panthers. Like, I'm going to beat your ass, you know? Like,
hold my breath.
Yeah. I've been waiting for human contact. You know, if that means it's my fist to your face, let's go. Whatever in your life, bro.
Oh, man.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Felix Gray. I constantly have my face in a screen from morning to night, and there's no cutting back. I've got my phone, my TV, my monitor, whether it's working or gaming. For some of us, it's both at the same time. I'm talking about me. But with every screen comes another source that emits blue light. What is blue light, Michael? It's the light that's emitted by digital screens, like your monitor, at a certain point in the spectrum. And if you're like me and endure excessive amounts of screen time from your favorite devices, you may have eye strain, headaches, or tired eyes. Blue light at night can even lower the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep. The solution to this is Felix Gray. Ding. Felix Gray blue light filtering glasses filters out 90% of blue light in the most damaging range and eliminates 99% of glare through a proprietary industry-leading lens technology only available with Felix Gray. And it's not only that, Felix Gray glasses are stylish and have a ton of options for you to choose from. Our eyes were not meant to look at screens all day. In fact, when they were designed, screens didn't even exist. Nothing existed. It messes with our internal balance, which affects our sleep, causes stress, headaches, blurry vision, and eye fatigue. Ordering online is super easy. Glasses shipped directly to you with a hard case and lens cloth included. Try them for 30 days risk-free. If your screens aren't easier on the eyes, send them back for a full refund. Finally, a pair of glasses designed for the 21st century, which is the time we're living in now. Unless you're watching this in the future, but stay on track here. We're living in the now, 21st century. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/off-topic to shop glasses that work as hard as you do. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/off-topic. Free shipping, free exchanges, 30-day money back guarantee. FelixGrayGlasses.com/off-topic.
Yeah, and that's like the frustrating thing is like my most annoying thing I see is when you go somewhere, like I'm going to pick up food or something and I'm like waiting in my car and you see people like on the phones and they like pull their mask down to talk on a phone. And it's like, well, what? Why the fuck are you doing that? Like I don't understand. Like just
if they're sitting in their car, yeah, but
no, I'm talking like they're out walking around. Like,
what are they doing? Yeah,
there's a few places. We have a place in Austin called the Domain, which is like this sort of outdoor shopping center, and just doesn't matter there. No one wears masks there, and it just like drives me nuts. And there's a couple places that Katie and I grab food from out there, and it's like, Jesus Christ, no one cares. And I don't know. I know like Biden has said he's going to put like a 100-day restriction or a 100-day like mask mandatory across the board. I'm really curious to see how all that shakes out, because I don't know if you can enforce that. Like, I mean, can you make that a law where it's like you have to wear it, and if not, people are gonna like fine you? And do you think the police would actually do that? And I don't know. It's just miserable. Again, it comes down to being just people being selfish is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I think I don't need this because it's annoying to me. It's like, okay, yeah, it is annoying, but you're only out of your house for however long to get food, or should only however long to get food and go home. But anyway, I'm just the old man shaking fist at cloud.
Yeah. I remember last year, Jack, I drove through the Domain because Casey had like a Christmas party somewhere in the Domain, and it was all beautifully decorated for Christmas and all that. And I was like, that's so nice. I loved it. I got out, walked around while I was waiting for her to get done with the party. I had a great time. This year I drove through because we had to return something in one of the stores there, and it was like a zombie movie where I saw the people with like no masks on. I'm like, oh my God, that they could kill all of us. What are we doing?
Stay in the car.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like,
roll them up.
I was just
lock the door.
Just put the mask on. I'm going to sit in here. I'll drive around. I'll pick you up when you're done.
Yeah.
But it was kind of crazy. It's just a year, Still look great. They decorated, but
Yeah. I mean, I think the only
not safe.
The only thing that's gonna like grind my gears the most is like when we finally do make it through it, and those dudes are gonna be like, "See, told you, nothing wrong." Yeah, see, I told you, I was
never got sick.
Yeah, I was good. I was good. I was like, oh my God.
They're gonna have that face too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is like people's like, well, it's like a 98% chance you're gonna survive, and I'm like, I get that, but if there was a 2% chance that when I got on a plane it was gonna crash, I would never take that chance. So it's like, why risk it?
Also, saying there's a 1 or 2%, survival rate or whatever, right?
Yeah.
No, that's not right. 99% survival.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
1 or 2.
I said
1
it,
or 2% is a very different disease.
But like saying that the 1% mortality rate and everything. I heard I was reading an article about coronavirus, and someone brought up the 1% mortality rate and everything. They were like, yes, but the other percentage is the infection rate. which is insane. Like the, passing it from person to person. And they were like, imagine if they said, hey, so a hurricane is about to hit Miami, but only 1% of people are going to die from it. So don't do anything different. You'll be fine. Just keep going about your normal day. It's like, that's still like, whatever, 30,000 people or however many, like that 1% of that huge group is. It's like people are going to start freaking out. And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this is. Like 1% of all the people infected so far is a massive amount of people. Like it's a huge problem.
It's also the biggest thing, which people that really latch onto that of like the mortality rate and like flu's worse, flu seasons every year. What they refuse to listen to is like, yeah, but even if you're not dying from it, the insane, like the infection rate, every hospital is getting fucked right now. Like because of COVID, you're fucked if you break your arm. You're fucked because like the hospital's overflowing. There's not enough people working there. They don't have enough supplies. And also now you're going to catch it. You don't want to be going to the hospital if you don't have it. I'm sure it's like, quarantine and shit, but it's the last place you want to be. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't want to get into a car accident right now. It's like, it's putting stress on the entire infrastructure. It's not just the, virus itself. It's what the virus is also like, it's putting us in a terrible position for like everything else.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing of every day there's a new report of like, so-and-so hospital's overflowing. Like, dude, it sucks. I feel bad for people that are like, I know a couple people that are like about to, or just had babies. And it's like, oh my God, like that's the last thing I would want to be doing right now is going to the hospital to deliver when like, you just know it's overflowing. And again, they're going to be short staffed and they're going to be short supplied on stuff because it's just like, I mean, the numbers are insane. Like you said, even if it's people coming in and leaving at some point, some people doesn't bother them at all. They're asymptomatic. Other people, it's like, a cold, flu, sinus symptoms with like chest pains and shit. Other people are like on fucking ventilators. But this just the sheer number of people having any symptoms are insane. It's way like you compare that to the flu. When the fuck is the flu in the last 10 years overflowed hospitals countrywide? Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, I think we're well past that flu analogy. I think
people still use it, man. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, people, still use. I can't think of a funny analogy, but insert one there. But
that's a good one.
It's great.
Yeah, that was the Hello Fresh of jokes. I gave you the materials. You got to build it yourself.
You gotta make it
at home. Use the hashtag. I'll tell you if you did it right. But what's crazy about this, or what's wild about this, is that it doesn't affect you. What you said is right. It doesn't affect everyone the same, which makes it more dangerous. Because sure, you're like, oh, there's a blank % survival rate, but when you get it, your lungs may explode, bro. Your shit might be fucked. Like, I might be good, and then you're, it feels like your lungs got gonorrhea. Now you mad at me, but you the one who wanted to come to this party. Anyway, but like, so like that's the thing. The only like common denominator with everyone is you lose taste. Like that's the only. But beyond that, everyone's reaction is just all just
Is it taste or smell? Or I guess they're pretty.
They're kind of
they're kind of connected, but
yeah. Every time, because I don't know about y'all, but like we're in winter, so we're in like just regular sickness season, and so of course every time I get a sniffly nose, I'm like, it's time for death. Let's go, Iffy. Let's go.
It.
But and so I'll just start tasting stuff. That's gonna be worse. One day out there eating ass, and I'm like, I don't taste this. I'm in danger.
Yeah, it's always back to the. But like, so I see all the time, Kat, if she like nowadays, if she has a cough or she has really bad allergies, so she gets stuffed up a lot. But like after it's been like a day and she's really stuffed up, I'll see her like take something and smell it, and like see if she can still smell it. And be like, I think I'm good.
A good check.
That's like always a good. It's like a good first check, and then if it lasts past that, I mean, maybe we should let's get some tests going.
Yeah, that was basically like we had kind of a scare in my house, and like I felt like crap for like a week, and it turned out to just be allergies, I guess. But I would do that where like I'd smell stuff, and then like occasionally my cat would poop, and I'd be like, I'm okay. It smells bad, but I'm okay.
I smell shit.
Yeah, I gotta work on this.
Now you got to keep an emergency bag of shit around, like
Yeah,
smelling
now you
salts.
know. You're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm
just
safe.
in case.
I'm
Get the
safe.
turds. I need to check.
So you can't bring that in here. It's
No,
my
it's
shit
my
bag.
insurance
Yeah,
policy.
okay.
I need this
trust
shit.
me.
I need
I
this
gotta,
shit.
know that I'm not
take a
infecting
whiff of the
anyone.
shit just to know.
I love and one of the last weeks I was on off topic, because I don't think I was on last week, but like we were talking about, COVID and everything, and someone in chat wrote that thing of like, we were talking about like, oh, when do you think it's gonna be like back to full normal and stuff like that? And I think they wrote something like, well, with like if you're gonna stay inside because of a 1% mortality rate, things are never gonna be normal, something like that. And so I was like, oh, wait a minute, we can like time people out now. Like we have that power. And I was like, I've never done it. I'm gonna do it. So you need to give a reason. So like a message came up, and it was like, you time this person out for an hour. Reason, dum. That's all I wrote.
That's an abuse of power right there.
That is abuse of power.
I bring to the rest of off topic. We should impeach Jeremy from the table.
Yeah. Look, I'm down for it.
That's solid.
I'll second that. I'll second that.
If he's heard enough.
I've heard enough. He's
Do it once, I'll stay, and then you can do it again. I don't give a shit.
Here's the crazy part. Not only the first president ever to be impeached twice, but he's going to be impeached. I mean, like he's already been impeached, but like the Senate, I don't know what you would call it, hearing, trial,
The conviction,
because they decide whether they convict him or not. That won't be until after he's not president anymore.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's
kinda
interesting. I mean,
weird.
two things there. So it does matter. People say, well, you won't be president anyway.
No, it
matters
It's
because
just
if he's convicted, that means he will no longer be able to run for president ever again.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't get convicted, that means if he'd like to run in 2024, he could. But if he gets convicted, that means he loses rights to run again. Also, I think it means he loses the right to Secret Service and a few other sort of things that kind of go along with being a former president.
I think he loses. Like,
yeah. So that's interesting because that's why there's importance behind this. And then the second thing is going to be interesting because it's literally never happened before. There have been 4 impeachments in the United States, 2 of which are Donald Trump. And so, which is wild to me, but
he has 50%
anyway,
of the whole.
Yeah. But literally no president has ever been impeached after being president. So this will be a brand new thing. It might go to the Supreme Court, which I'm almost positive will go to the Supreme Court because he has a lot of people that are very loyal to him and will push lawsuits to try to keep him in power, or I don't even know what they're doing exactly. But anyway, so it'll probably go to the Supreme Court to decide whether or not you can impeach or can convict a president after they're no longer president. It's going to be wild. It's going to be very, very interesting.
What I
conviction of impeachment. Thank you very much, that one, Rhodey.
What's crazy is it's going to be super clean and no strings. It's just going to be like, and
we're gonna
nobody's gonna
see.
Yep, it's gonna be like that. You're gonna wake up and it's
I gotta say, honestly,
part.
I mean, honestly, as far as the Senate goes, the fact that Mitch McConnell has thrown out there that he's not against it, that says a lot. His wife was was the Secretary of Transportation, I think, and she left the cabinet. She resigned from the cabinet, and so it's like, I mean, like that.
President.
That says a lot. I mean, the fact if McConnell allows it to happen, I think there's a good shot that he gets.
I think it is because we're in a very interesting part that the Republican Party isn't unified on, because we're reaching a point where people are seeing like, okay, this Trump era is done. And there are 2 reactions we're seeing to this. People just disavowing him and trying to kind of recenter themselves on the political spectrum on the right. And then you're seeing people who are thinking they might be able to adopt the Trump supporters like Ted Cruz, like he's leading into it. Ted Cruz, though, man's came after your wife. You will never have the respect of those people because I think they're like at the core core and the foundation of a lot of like, you know, a lot of people who support Trump is like the idea of machismo, and no one's going to respect you caping for the dude who came at your wife. I would have beat his ass on national television if he came out. I would play the long game, pretend like it didn't affect me, go to the debate, walk over to his podium, and beat his ass if you ever talked about my wife that way in your life. But you know, that's just me. You know, not everybody can beat me.
I like the I think of like a Cards Against Humanity set, like an iffy version. And it's always a prompt, and then the second card was, and then I beat their ass.
You're right.
Yeah. It's just always.
I'm just here to eat ass or beat ass.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Or the other. As long as I have a sense of smell and taste.
His ass. No, but
Get the
here's
shit
the thing
back.
about Ted Cruz post that though. He's got a beard now. So
Yeah.
He's the same guy. That's what I'm saying. He's really trying to like make this like machismo, but it's like the core of everything though is they know that he called your wife ugly, and you were like, "Yes, sir. Please, may I have another?" Like,
that's pretty wild.
Disgraceful.
It's the whole machismo thing is so spot on. Like they think like, oh, you know, you're a big brave man, and like you're so strong, and then it's like seeing Trump doing that awkward dance to Macho Man at his rallies. It's just like, is this what you think masculinity is? Is that what you think what it is? Like not compassion? You don't think like, you know, like helping others? That's a good trait to have. Like no dancing around to the village people on
he
stage.
constantly plays the village people, which I can't. I don't understand that. Like even just recently, it was like a couple of days ago, he gave some speech in Texas, like about the wall and whatever, and he like finished his speech. I mean, there wasn't like any cheering or anything. He just like turned and walked off the stage, and it was like. He's like walking down the stairs. I was like, well, what the fuck is this? What am I watching?
It's because he only listens to the chorus. It's not like he's the type of person who got through Fight Club and was like, Tyler Durden's tight. That's who I'm gonna be. I'm a fucking awesome. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna fucking start a fight club.
I'm gonna start making soap and start a fight club.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna run for president.
Yeah, we had a fight. Did y'all ever have any fight clubs growing up?
No.
Kind of.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I knew one of you. No one's safe. What was your fight club? You gotta cough it up.
Well, like, so we never got into like, you know, when I was older, me and my friends would fight all the time, like just for the fuck of it, right? But like, it's kind of, I think like later when I was really young, like even like middle schoolish or something, you know, there would be like a section of time that they were like a recess almost, right, where you would like go outside, and every time we did that, there was just like there was this hill, and we basically played King of the Hill, where one person stood in that middle, and one at a time, like challengers came up to get them. Like, if you knocked them down and kept them down for long enough, then you were the new king and would face the next challenger. And dude, it got brutal. It was awesome. You were slamming each other on the ground, going for the knees, like whatever you could do to get them down. Oh, loved it. So fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it's surprised no one else had. Yeah, mine was in high school. We had a martial arts club, and I remember because it was my buddy. I'm not going to dox him because he still teaches at the high school. But we became friends after. But he didn't start it. He wanted to start a martial arts club. He was like, let's start this martial arts club because, you know, he's really into martial arts. And then there was another teacher, the computer programming teacher, Mr. Speakman, who wouldn't let us play Counter-Strike, only StarCraft on his computers. I still remember that, Mr. Speakman. Lame shit, bad shit. I mean, yeah, he was like, it's too violent. You can only play StarCraft. I'm like, this is imperialism.
You're killing people. You can launch nukes in that game.
Yeah, it's like, I can play StarCraft, but I can't. Yeah, anyway, I'm still pressed about that.
Damn,
anyway,
dude.
He did Aikido, but he was like, we're not doing a martial arts club unless these kids, start, sign these releases and stuff. And he was like, oh, no. And somehow we bullied the other teacher into still letting us start it. And I totally forgot about it because, you know, you need signatures to start a club. I wasn't doing martial arts at the time. I was just helping the homies out. Then one time at lunch, they're like, Iffy, have you been to the Fight Club? Breaking what Chad has mentioned, breaking rules 1 and 2 right away. They're like, have you been? And I was like, no. He's like, oh yeah, it's a martial arts club, but it's a fight club. And I was like, what? And so I go into the teacher's class because the teacher, he didn't know, because he'd go to the teacher's lounge for lunch. And, you know, most teachers, if you were cool with the students, you'd be like, yeah, you can use my classroom during lunch. I walk in and fucking the Mortal Kombat Blade trance music is blasting. There's a mat and kids are like throwing, like fighting in the middle of the classroom with the kids around them going like, yeah. And they're like, you got to get into a fight. So I'm fighting this kid, and there's this one lanky, tall, white dude who we call the vampire because he always wore a trench coat and would stand on things like Batman. And so it was me versus him, and we were going, and I didn't know, but bro was nice. He actually knew martial arts. I did not at the time. And this is how I knew. I was like, oh, this shit is rigged, bro. And they're like, they look in the middle of the fight. He's getting a lot of strikes on me. They're like, iffy. Takedowns are allowed. So I just like body slammed him because I was still big as hell. So I was like, all right, cool. And I won. And I was like, we just made up a rule in the middle of that fight. That didn't feel fair. But anyway,
that's rule number 3, right?
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Body slams are okay.
Yeah. In the moment, you go, you can't do that.
Yeah. So that was going until one time. I think the teacher came back early and saw what was going down. He's like, he's like, everybody get out. It's done.
I'm shutting this down.
Yeah, we got to shut this. He had no clue that there was a whole ass fight club going on.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Now, here's a quandary. Let me throw this at you. When you use the bathroom, you close the door behind you, right? I would hope. You don't want random people looking in on you, wandering in, seeing what's going on. So why would you let people lick? Don't let them lick you. Let me start that over again. No licking. We're not back to that yet. Maybe 2022. No licking. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by ExpressVPN. When you use the bathroom, you close the door behind yourself, right? I mean, I would hope so. You don't want random people walking in or peeping or looking or seeing what you're doing. So let me ask you, why would you let people look in on you when you go online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom with the door wide open. That's because your internet service provider knows every single website you visit, and what's worse is they can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will use your data to target you. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this. It creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on everything, your phones, laptops, even routers, so everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can still be protected even if they don't have ExpressVPN. That's like a public service. And the best part is using ExpressVPN is as easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire up the app, click one button, and boom, you're protected. That's why ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and countless others. So if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/offtopic today. Use our exclusive link, expressvpn.com/offtopic, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/offtopic.
We that whole King of the Hill thing I was talking about kind of carried over a little bit into when I was in high school, in late high school. I would coach gymnastics, like a summer camp, gymnastics summer camp. And so I was one of the counselors, and then there were a bunch of like volunteers who were usually like freshmen in high school. And once all the kids got picked up from the camp and it was just us in the big gymnastics gym, we would play a very similar game on the floor. We'd be on the big floor, and I would stand in the middle, and they would run in and see if they could manage to knock me down. I'd just see if I could throw them to the side or get out of the way and do anything like that. And it was just like dumb fun throwing each other around. But this one day we were playing that game. They were, teaming up on me, trying to knock me down. And I think they did it eventually. And I just also was not in a great mood already. And I was like, all right, cool. You did it. Yeah, congrats. I'm going to head out. But they kept wanting to mess around and wrestle. And I was just like, I want to get out of here. I'm not feeling it today. So I'm walking up to my car, and two of them are still kind of near me and everything. And I'm talking to them and I'm saying, hey, I just kind of want to get out of here. I just want to leave today. But one of them decided for some reason, like ran up to my car and unscrewed the little cap that goes on the tire where you put the air in.
Yeah.
Unscrewed that cap off of it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just put that back on. Come on. I'm not feeling this today. And then he dropped it and it rolled under the car. And like already I'm in a bad mood. And I just see the thing rolling away. And then he's going off to the side. And I'm just like, God damn, like it's seething in me. I'm like, and now they expect me to go under the car and get this thing back, like and put it back on the wheel. And one of the one who did it was kind of nearby. And I was like, you like, come here. And he like came over to me. And then I was mad. So I grabbed him and I put him in a headlock and I was like yelling at him, like telling him to go get it back because I wasn't going to go get it back. And he's in the headlock and he's going like, oh, okay. Like he's going like, all right, stop. I'll get it back. And it sounded funny. So I was kind of like, laughing a little bit. But I had him in the headlock and I looked down at him and his nose is just pouring blood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I was like,
God, dude.
And I let go and I snapped instantly from like super pissed off to the most apologetic I have ever been. I just suddenly was, oh my God, please, are you okay? I'm so sorry and everything like that. And he was really shook. I crawled onto that car and I got that thing back and I put it back on my tire.
And then you gave him the car.
No,
you don't want that car. The Dodge Intrepid,
the 1999 Dodge Intrepid, champagne dents in the. Yeah, you don't want that back.
Did they try to tackle you after that, or?
I think the next week we met up, we played the game again. Yeah, he was over it. We got dumb shit happen in that camp. I'm so lucky I never got in trouble because, I was an idiot. And then they're like, here, like, you're now a counselor for this group of kids. Like, teach them gymnastics, which half of is do this thing and either you land it or you die. That's what gymnastics is. And
fair.
Lead with your neck.
I was, when you had the littler kids, like grades 3 to 5 or so, you would teach gymnastics, but you'd also just kind of play some games centered around gymnastics, stuff like that, just to make them happy during the camp. And one of the things we do is we had a rope that you would climb up to the rafters, and then it was just like what you do to, one of the workout exercises. But we just take 2 big crash mats and put them on either side of the rope and a mat in the middle, and then let them swing from one mat to the other. And we'd like make it a little further and then see who could manage to make the swing, and the people get eliminated. There was this one kid, there was this like family of kids that I knew them all really well. We were kind of friends at this point. And this little boy, he's on the rope and I'm like gunning him. Like he's swinging and he's loving it. And I'm really swinging him on the rope. And I swing him at one point and he goes to the crash mat. And then he lets go and he goes right past the crash mat. And it's a tall crash mat. So all of a sudden I just see him on the rope and then nothing. An empty rope comes back and I don't see him. And I was standing on the other crash mat opposite with the empty rope going back and forth, just thinking to myself, I'm not going to be able to explain this. There's no way I'm going to say, yeah, I was just throwing him on a rope. And
now he's gone.
And it was fun for a while. And after a little bit, I just saw his head pop up from the other side of the mat, and he was like, "Whoa!" I was just like, "Oh, thank God!" And I was like, "That was fun, right? All right, next, let's move on." And I just got everyone away from it, and I pulled him aside, and I was like, "Don't tell anyone that happened."
Yeah, that's our secret. That's our secret.
That was a nice fun thing that happened there, but let's just not talk about it.
That was fun. We'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh,
it was a good time.
There's a lot of people. There were people in chat asking for us to talk about dead little roosters, but I'm bad at keeping secrets, so I'm not gonna say. I'll let Michael carry the torch.
I did it.
Like
killed everyone.
the day it dropped, I had all these
Well,
pictures from set that I was gonna post, and one was just a straight up, flat out, open, critical spoiler. And I was like, "See, this is why." And I sent it to Fiona, and I was like, "I almost posted this." She was like, "You would have ruined everything." I was like, "I know. That's why I don't post. That's why I don't talk about it. That's why I don't post. I'm bad at secrets. That's why I don't cheat, even though black men don't cheat." I was like, I just can't. I leave it. I leave it on. I just like I can't. I'm bad at lying. I'm bad at keeping secrets. So
well, that's like, you know, that's kind of the rule with like being on set, right? Is, you know, don't post anything. Wait till you get cleared to like post. And that's usually, you know, obviously not like Hollywood movies and shit where like, oh, who's in it? But even smaller stuff like, you know, you don't know what the shot is or what the outfit is, and your outfit might spoil something, or just the outfit itself. You might spoil it because we're gonna do like a launch and release a bunch of assets, or we're gonna release publicity of the outfits, and you don't want like just some generic tweet coming out first that kind of just like kills the big plan thing where you're gonna see everybody in their costumes. I mean, kind of like we did with I say we, I didn't do anything, but Dead Little Roosters, where everyone had their like character cards they gave everybody to post on social media. They're like, oh, hey, here's, and you know, it was a way better thing than me just taking a selfie and going, look, here's me in the outfit. You know, like it went through like photography and, you know, the art department and Photoshop and all this shit. And like, it, you know, looks really good. It's much more polished than just like a picture. But especially with Dead Little Roosters, the show is a fucking like puzzle, and there's like clues and secrets and shit that we have no idea. You know what I mean? I mean, if you were the same as you walk in and it's like, here's your lines, here's the scene, whatever. I don't give a shit what's in the room. I don't care that like, who is this? Is this linked to Clue in episode 5? You know? So that's the last show in the world you want to just be taking a picture of, and you know,
it's too it's on the, oh my god.
On the flip side of that, like when we did hardcore mini golf, like we didn't really have like a single showrunner running it, but it was kind of, I was sort of the creative behind it. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna post this photo right now, and it's like, okay. like no one can tell you no. It's like at this point Fiona can be like, I can post whatever I want, and it's like, you know what, you know what's important, what's not. And so it is nice to kind of be like, yeah, whatever, there you go. I'm just gonna post this. There's not as many spoilers in that show versus, you know, Dead Little Roosters, where every little thing has some kind of connectivity. But that being said, I am the killer, so this,
it was funny though. It was funny though. You do have to think, because even mini golf, right? We held for like a month or 2 months that behind the scenes video of me going ape shit eating all the cheese. Because it took place during the finale. And we were gonna like, initially they were talking about putting it out. I was like, you can't put it out. That spoils like who's in the finale. And I'm like, oh yeah. Because it's just a stupid video of me like just drinking White Claw and eating a bunch of cheese and after I had like 5 bottles of pickle juice. But in the background, the finale of the entire show is happening. And, you know, again, it was what, 6-8 episodes? So it's like 2 months of a show. It's like, oh, that'd be really shitty if we just released like a stupid between the games me eating cheese and it spoiled mini golf.
Oh, I was thinking back on that finale. I love the finale of that show because I mean we didn't alter it in any way. Like I mean you saw the finale. It was like, you know, it was blatant. I mean at this point we can talk about it anyway. The finale was whoever's in it. I won't spoil the absolute finale, but Jeremy, the way he was in the background of damn near every shot in that final episode was my absolute favorite thing. Like there were so many times Jeff and I'd be recording stuff. And I'd be like, oh, hey, look, there's Jeremy over there. And they're like, oh, we got plenty of him already.
Yep.
What? Like, oh, no, he's been in so many shots already.
I tried to figure out.
Okay.
I didn't know when the cameras were rolling because it was just people going from hole to hole. And they had the camera set up, which was constantly moving to get the best shot in the background. So it wasn't a street or a train or whatever.
Or a McDonald's logo or something.
Right. Yeah. And then they'd move the crowd to kind of the opposite of the camera. So you'd see the hole, you'd see them playing, and then ow.
Shit. Oh my god, what happened?
What?
Something got his attention. Something got Zipper's attention big time.
You got messed up, bro.
What could it have possibly been?
Oh my god.
Sitting there.
Oh shit!
But they would set the camera up, and you'd see the hole and then the crowd. So I wanted to try to be in the background of the cameras in a place that made sense. But if I was just behind the crowd, you wouldn't see me. So I was trying to find the weirdest places. There was like a castle hole, and I was up on the castle at one point, like leaning around the tower, looking down at everybody. And even if they weren't rolling, I was still like crouching in bushes just around the course. Because then it just became a thing of, could I scare Fiona and Barbara? Which is all I started to do. I started to see if I could get behind some bush nearby without them seeing, so that when they turned around, all they'd see was just my bald head reflecting all the light and then the mask. And there was several that I had a fake arm, and I kept waving at people with the fake arm, like that was ripped off.
Like it, basically.
Yeah, like basically
man.
like it. Oh, it was so fun. I'd keep
so
sneaking
much
up
fun.
behind Chef Mike so he could feed me cheese in the bushes and stuff.
Good cheese, man.
We've got a
Your
season
bit that shit was
2.
so
like,
good, dude.
We've got a season 2 idea, but it's not going to happen this year. But I mean, I would love to do another season of that show. It was so much fun.
All right, put your Shark Tank hat on, Jack, because I got the perfect way to ring in. And I think this is something that people want to see once we're finally done with the whole, Pan's Labyrinth that we're going through right now. But I think we do hardcore wrestling where we all get oiled up. We wear Speedos, and we'll see who can win these wrestling matches out of all of us on Achievement Hunter. So it's like me versus Matt. It's gonna. And by the way, the tournament
I know the
starts
victor already.
Let's
Can we place bets on this? I mean,
can we? Because it's very important to me to know that. I can make a killing.
You won't be alive to collect it.
Oh no, but I mean,
your next of kin.
At
Yeah, they'll
E3,
show it.
at E3 like 5 years ago, I got super drunk, and our friends over at Funhouse, they were doing like their E3 live stream where they just watch all the different panels and stuff. And I came over, and like I had to catch up because they were already hammered throughout the day, and so I started drinking. And somehow someone in the chat's like, I will donate like $100 to charity if Jack and Lawrence wrestle. And it's like, okay. And somehow like our shirts came off, and we were just wrestling in the middle of this
Somehow. Who knows?
It was like,
Just
I barely remember it, but it was one of those things like, wow, Lawrence is strong. He was very strong. And it was like, okay, this is what I've become now, and that's why I won't ever run for president.
What do you mean? Why would that stop you?
Yeah.
Try us now.
If anything, that'll get you more.
Anyone can run now.
That's just
Hey,
locker room wrestling.
Check
Oh,
this
man.
out. I'm gonna upstage and watch. I'm gonna upstage and watch this. Oh, that's the first beep. Did you hear that?
Whoa!
That was the first beep.
Is that what that was?
That's just the beep.
Damn,
just
Michael.
the beep will do you. Now I have the power. I should get a bell put on there, but I don't. There's
there it
the
is.
bell. We don't need that.
I heard
We don't-
the
Hey,
bell.
quiet. Quiet. Hey, stop. Hey, thanks to our first members for supporting this show and making all of our shows possible, like Dead Little Roosters. Okay? We wouldn't have Dead Little Roosters without first members. Don't laugh,
Sorry.
Jeremy. So thank you, first members. Now you too can solve the interactive mystery. It's interactive as in like you play along. You don't get to decide what happened. That's already been filmed. There's no going back on that. No more pickups, no more reshoots. That's locked in. It's picture locked, okay? But you can play along. You can win some prizes. You win prizes, dude. So if you want to watch Dead Little Roosters, sign up. Be a first member. You can play too. The first episode is out for free. Give you a little taste. And I saw Josh say earlier, it was either earlier or yesterday, you can play along if you're not a first member, but you just can't watch the show. So it might be difficult to solve the clues.
A little bit.
But
True.
maybe everything's in episode 1. Maybe if you truly see everything like Adrian Monk, you can solve the mystery. But I doubt
No one
it.
should try to solve everything without watching it. Like, and that person should let me know, and I'll think of a gift to send you.
Oh,
Dang. That
Yeah.
ball's in your court.
lube up and wrestle him.
Yeah. You get 30 seconds at RTX with me. Right in the middle,
In the ring.
oiled up. Mono y mono. We're getting into it.
Is that a reward?
Yeah.
Gosh, I also love, like, speaking of wrestling too, that at the end of this month is the least safe pay-per-view in terms of COVID ever. It's the Royal Rumble, where they just throw as many humans into the ring at once as they possibly. It's like the anti-social distancing match.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know what they're going to do, because that thing hinges so much on the crowd. Like, that's such a huge match for crowds to be at, because they have countdowns come up. I think it's supposed to be every 90 seconds a new competitor enters the ring. Wrong. It's whenever the story beat hits the next person. So sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 5 minutes. But they do the countdown. So you see, like, the, you know, from 10 all the way down to 1, and the crowd's counting along with it, and then they all go at 0, the buzzer rings, and then they cheer or boo for whoever comes out next. With just the TVs, I mean, it will still be good, I'm sure, but that's such a huge part of it missing. And I hate to hold that against anything. I know it's a rough time for everyone during this, but man, missing that thing. I see someone saying the Royal Rumble, aka the super spreader event, pretty for wrestlers. The current champion has COVID right now in WWE.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
that
McIntyre.
was intentional to retain the title.
Yeah.
They're like, try and take it.
Well, he can't have his match now, because his match at Royal Rumble was against like an 80-year-old man, or however old Goldberg is nowadays. And Goldberg's gonna be like, all right.
Honestly, a great strat.
Does that actively change, or
Yeah.
I'll be 30 today, but 90 tomorrow.
I don't know. That poor guy needs to just take a break.
Yeah.
I love him as a wrestler. But man, he had a match against Undertaker, and it was a show. It was two men that probably shouldn't be in a ring at the state they were in a country no one wanted them to be in.
Yeah.
Stage in their life, or
They were in Saudi Arabia. They were like, it's the match everyone's been wanting. And then I think, like, a couple minutes into the match, Goldberg ran into the ring post and gave himself a concussion, and then
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and he tried to
doesn't.
pick up Undertaker and like dropped him, and then Undertaker tried to give him a tombstone, but Goldberg couldn't like keep himself up, so Undertaker just almost killed him, like just dropped him on his head, and finally Undertaker just like grabbed him, choke slammed him, and pinned him, and then they're like, the match is over, Undertaker wins, and they're playing all the music, like the Undertaker's music's blaring. They got blue lights, they got lightning and whatever. And the Undertaker's sitting in the ring next to Goldberg going, like, he just wasn't happy about it. He was so not happy.
God.
Oh, God damn it.
Dude, is anyone else other than me freaking excited for WandaVision tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a
Finally.
fun time.
Dude, eight
gonna
episodes, I think, or
cruise.
9 episodes. It's been a year and a half since we've had any MCU content, and so I cannot wait. We're going from this into Falcon and Winter Soldier, into Loki, into Black Widow. It's like we got four Marvel movies this year and 4 next year, because they all got pushed together. The new Spider-Man supposedly is coming out this year. Like, it's coming out in December of this year, supposedly. Whether or not that's true, I don't know.
I'm down for that.
That's a thing I saw today. Someone made like a chart of all the different content coming out from all the Marvel stuff. And let's see. Let me see if I can find the thing.
I need to finish Miles Morales. That just reminded me. I've been putting that off for too long.
Finish it. So good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
well. I got to like the first kind of like oh man, that's that person kind of moment in the game, and then I was like, yeah, I'll play that tomorrow, and then tomorrow's never come.
So
If that's the moment I think it is, that's not very far to the
Nope,
game.
it's not.
so you've got Black Widow May of this year, Shang-Chi July of this year, Eternals November of this year, and then Spider-Man in December of this year. Which is wild to me, because I thought Spider-Man just started filming last month, I think. So the idea that they'll be able to get it out by the end of this year is pretty wild, and like the sheer number of people.
They're shooting it all on one set. It's a one set.
it's a bottle episode, basically.
Yeah, it's 20 shoot film. 20 shoot.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this.
And then you've got Doctor Strange in 2022. You've got Doctor Strange in March, Thor in May, Black Panther 2 in July, and Captain Marvel 2 in November, which is crazy because they were doing 3 movies a year for the longest time. And then they had no movies last year, and now they're doing 4 movies. And then you've got She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Guardians Holiday Special. Which is
Come on.
They're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday.
That didn't work for Star
special,
Wars.
which apparently they want to shoot it while they're shooting Guardians 3, which is coming out probably 2023. And then you've got Deadpool 3 has been announced officially that they're making that. It's going to be rated R.
That's going to be in the MCU, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There's an I Am Groot TV show, Blade, Fantastic Four.
I wonder what the writing's going to be like on that.
Yeah.
It's just I Am Groot.
I love we've hit this point now where it's just like the Marvel stuff has gotten just crazy. They're like, whatever, we did kind of our grounded stuff before. Now let's get stupid with it. And so it's like, all right, I'm in.
Well,
yeah, they definitely can be a lot more
sauce,
experimental now.
Yeah. They've earned it. They've put out 23 movies, I think, at this point, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, you start off like hella grounded, and then you like you make your way up to like talking raccoons, world bending, and I'm super excited about WandaVision because this is their one way. We have this hero who can like bend the universe and stuff, and that's how we can fit the X-Men in here.
Yeah, X-Men are going to pop up at some point. I am curious because the rumor is, and also supposedly the Defenders might come back too. So we might see Luke Cage and and Daredevil and like Jessica Jones and all them start popping up. Because supposedly the Shang-Chi movie is kind of like a Mortal Kombat style movie where there is a fighting tournament and they're just going to have tons of different people pop in. So we might start seeing like possibly mutants in this thing that just who's that person? Oh, we'll get to them later, but start like sprinkling in all these teases and oh man, it's exciting because they're about to just really crack this thing open and get done with it because they spent 10 years, 11 years sort of like setting the ground rules and slowly expanding it to like, whereas the last movie is just out of control, where it's like you have so many different things going on, but the audience has come to like, they know how it works now. And it's like, you've trained your audience to understand this. And if you want to find out more information about these characters, there's a whole wealth of information about it you can go get. And so I love that they've done that. Now you can have these crazy fucking movies and still it's like, oh yeah, I get it because this character was in this and this and this. And I love it. It's TV at a movie theater is what it is. It's serialized movies, which no one's ever done to this length ever before, and they're doing such a good job with it. And so I'm fascinated with it. So anyway,
How long are the WandaVision episodes?
I think they said like 30 to 40 minutes or something. There's 9 episodes, and it releases tonight at midnight Pacific. So 12:01
a.m.
Pacific, so 2 a.m. Central.
Damn, dude.
That's episode 1 and 2 apparently.
Oh,
so the first 2 episodes come out.
We're getting a double taste.
Yeah.
They want to suck you in and suck you off.
So,
that's what they want.
That's what they want,
Yeah.
Michael's not making it up. He's just saying.
He's quoting.
That's what the plus means. Disney Plus. Whoa. just that little bit of extra service. That's episode 2. Suck off.
Yeah, well, that Venom 2 trailer is supposed to hit in Super Bowl, right? And that's the rumors.
There better be mentions of turds in the wind.
I don't care how long it takes.
I don't care if you reuse the same clip from the first movie. If you start with previously on Venom, and then you show that scene, which
like a turd in the wind.
Teaser
in the wind.
That was like the end of the movie, wasn't it? If I recall, was that like the very end?
It was like the very end.
It was like the last scene of the whole movie. I'm just going, oh, they cut it. That's what they do. They show stuff in the trailers and they cut it from the film. And I was like, no, they cut the turd rolling in the wind. There it was at the end. Just from some random guy
was that
trying to rob
turd
a
in the wind.
convenience store. Damn, dude.
And
that movie was ridiculous.
With dates and announcement dates and stuff, Matt Bragg.
Yeah.
April 30th.
I know.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
Hell yes.
Snap.
Oh, man.
Dude, I'm super excited for that.
It's like the lamest game.
It is.
And I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, to be like super excited about.
I mean, you're in a universe of Pokemon
Yeah.
These monsters you can catch and control in a ball, order them to do your bidding, and spit fire at your opponents. And the game is like, I need to snap some pictures of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's two adventures in the Pokemon world. One is you like tame and rule over all of them, and the other is like I took pictures of them.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
It's great, though. I
I'll
love
say
it.
this. It's a piece of shit. Who cares?
I never played the original.
Look,
so,
people love
I'm like,
Pokemon Snap. It's not that
true.
good.
It's
For everything Jeremy just said, it's a classic. People lost their minds when they announced the sequel. You sit in a little bubble on rails, little bubble car.
it is an on-rail shooter. Basically.
It's an on-rail shooter where the shooting is a camera, and
You have pester balls.
You get
You do.
points. Yeah. And the trick is like, ooh, how do I get this Pokemon to appear? I have to send this one into a hole, and then that makes this guy show up.
Yeah.
And then you go,
Yeah.
solved it. Cheep. I win. It's so lame.
It is.
It really is.
But you go to look, Michael. You go to Blockbuster. You print out the stickers.
Yeah, you do.
I
then
did.
that's
I
it. It
did.
saves it.
You won't now.
Well, who knows? Maybe you can print your own stickers at home.
Oh no, it's not the
Yeah,
same.
Put 'em on-
there's
put 'em
going to
on
be
Twitter.
you're going to make a Labo printer.
It's not the
Use
same.
a Labo
Yeah.
technology
It's all cardboard.
to make a
It was-
printer.
It was cool because we didn't have the technology then. It was new technology.
It was.
Technology now, who gives a shit about making your own stickers? You could
Well,
3D print
I mean,
a fucking TV
Think-
out of
think-
plastic or something.
think
love
about
this.
how many
I love
games have a
this.
photo mode now, though, Michael. Everyone loves the photo mode.
Yeah, I hate it.
The
I
whole
don't use
game's
any
the
of
photo
it.
mode.
The whole game's one of my... Right. So what you're saying is, that feature games have? This is
Yeah.
just the feature.
It's just the feature.
It's like if you played Ghost of Tsushima, but you couldn't play it. You could just take pictures.
And that's the game.
That's Pokemon
Well done.
Snap.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Oh,
I
a
shall
lot of
be.
people are excited. I'm
But-
going to take
yeah.
serious heat for this, but I just want to let everyone know, like, ground yourself in reality. It's not that cool. It's not that exciting.
Really
It's difficult.
It's
It's
not.
difficult
I'll
to
play
argue
it. I'm
that.
gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it. I played the first one, but like
Yeah.
when they announced that, I went, okay. And I watched
What-
a bunch of 30-year-olds my age lose their shit, and I'm like, guys,
Yep.
the game isn't that good. Come on.
What kind of blew my mind? I
on.
went back and played it like maybe a year or so ago, like the original one, and I don't remember that game being like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
like-
that's it.
Yeah, it's
too.
short as hell. Yeah.
There's
Yeah, I
nothing.
remember it being like, oh yeah, I'd spend all afternoon doing this and getting the best shots and all that. And then I guess as an adult, I was like, that one's good enough. That one's
Getting
good
the
enough.
best shots.
That
Hey,
one's good
well,
enough.
How about this?
Yeah, I'm
lend
done.
me your ears. Lend
Okay.
me your
Go
ears
for it.
for a
There we
second.
go.
Here, I'm gonna set you up. So we're going. A bunch of 30-year-olds your age, played Snap, right? Fast smash cut from your youth playing Snap to now.
Uh-huh.
And you every day, 7 days out of the week, 40 hours a week, you're going to work. And this job, it's not bad. It's not good. You could do, maybe better. You don't know yet because you're kind of comfortable where you're at. You pay your bills on time. Your wife's happy. Your kids are going to school. Things have been pretty all right, right? But something at the back of your head was like, oh man, but I really did want to get into painting. But my dad said there's no real no real money in art, and I agreed
Right.
with him. So now I'm
Right.
this accountant, and there is a pay bump down the line, a promotion down the line, and you're pretty excited about it. But things have been okay. You've been working from home. You've been seeing your colleagues kind of start to fade away as they're let go one by one, and you happen to go on Twitter to take your mind off of work for a bit, and then Nintendo of America announces that Pokemon Snap is coming to the Switch, and all of a sudden in that one moment you forget about being an accountant. You forget about your colleagues who are now looking for jobs. You forget about your little kid. You forget about your wife who asked you to take out the trash 3 times, and she's about to come in to ask for the 4th, and you remember sitting there in front of your TV playing Pokemon Snap, the happiness you had, not a care in the world. You had nothing. You still wanted to be a painter. All your dreams were still right before you, and you think to yourself, oh snap, if I could get 5 seconds of that life right now, then I'm gonna pay $60 for this half-baked game. And so you pre-order that shit on Amazon.
That is a Nintendo board meeting right there.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And it's accurate. You got to it. I'm glad you got to it in that scenario you walked us through. Because at the end, I was going to say, and then 3 hours later, it's over.
Yeah.
You're back to where you
And
were.
you're back to your life.
You're back to your life.
How
Maybe
do I
they'll go for
subscribe to
4.
your mailing list? I want to
We'll
hear
go
more
for
of that.
4 hours on the Switch.
Hopefully. Oh,
Ugh.
there's like a billion more Pokemon now. They got
It's
way
a
more stuff
billion.
to take pictures of.
Well, hang on. First of all, they weren't all in Snap, were they?
They were not.
No, not
they
even
weren't.
close.
That's another thing why it sucked. They didn't even have all of them. They had like 60 or 70 or some crazy.
Well, it was one island, Michael.
But that's
island.
wild. It's called Pokemon Snap, and there was
It was
only
weird.
one. You didn't sell 2. There was no blue and red Snap. You just sold 1 Pokemon Snap. How many you got? I don't know. Grab like 50 or so, 60. How many you want? All of them? And this was before Gen 2, right? There was.
It
had to
was,
be
it was
only
only
150.
there was
151
151.
Put them
Yeah.
all in there.
They couldn't fit them.
They couldn't
lot of
fit it.
data.
The cartridge was too small.
Yeah, not enough data. Not enough data on that.
couldn't do
You
it.
got kids blowing on them. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
Didn't
dude, I licked them. I got them wet. Blew
Yeah.
on them.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's why they taste different now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they used to taste good. That was that good. I called it that good plastic.
yeah.
You know? You just grab it, and someone would go, "Oh, the game doesn't work," and you go, "Oh, it works just fine."
Yeah. Just sticking that moist
Don't
cartridge.
move it like you're moving it
Right.
up and down. I know the motion
Yeah.
is you're blowing on it. Don't go blah, 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 blah.
What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? You're holding it, right? You're looking into it. The game's here, and it's got the little chips
understand
sticking
what
out,
you're doing.
and you go. "La, la, 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 la."
I know. Yeah. It really, when you think about it, yeah. The
What you do?
You know.
Oh my
I'd like to
God.
do a survey. Speaking of anthropology, how many kids who blew on cartridges? How good are they at oral sex? Because I was a blow on
I
cartridge
want this
kid. and I'd
survey.
like to think I'm
if you-
I'm at least the Barry Bonds.
If
of-
you, I think
Yeah.
you might be
I
an
fixed
outlier.
so many cartridges.
You might be an outlier. I think the Venn diagram of kids who are blowing into Nintendo cartridges probably don't give a lot of oral sex. I don't know that they.
Yeah.
I don't know that they cross over a lot.
I don't get the
think
opportunity.
What do you mean?
I think one on most occasions cancels out the other.
You got. I mean, look, Nintendo users, I think, are probably the best at having sex because the hardcore gamers. Yeah, the hardcore gamers, they follow the meta. They're doing missionary, but Nintendo, they're comfortable with weird things like remote
That's
controllers as controllers, doing
Oh,
things
damn,
active.
dude.
They'll bring
Nintendo's
toys
the
into
freaks.
the bedroom. Yeah. The Nintendo
Damn.
are the freaks,
Balance
baby.
board.
Let me
They
get-
say,
hang
get
on,
that
let me get the
Hitachi. I'm a
power pads.
Nintendo
Wait.
player.
Get my nunchucks for
Yeah,
this.
you stay here. I'm
Like-
gonna get the nunchucks and the zapper. I
Yeah.
got an idea.
Who's that? Oh, that's Rob. He's my robot. Don't worry about
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Let
Don't
me put
worry.
on my
He's just
power
gonna
glove.
watch us while we have sex.
I'm gonna put on my power glove. I got the Wii Fit board.
Oh yeah,
Okay, give me some cardboard. I'm gonna build
Oh, yeah.
a sex device.
exactly.
with
oh
with
my
the Virtual
gosh,
Boy,
can you
we could be
imagine? Yeah,
anyone. Put this
Yeah, with the
on.
Labo, it's tracking my heart rate while I'm getting it in.
Yeah.
He's like,
Get
check
it,
out my ring fit.
Yeah, dude. Whoa.
All right.
You got a couple reps in? Shit.
Mm. Yeah,
If he's making a
yeah,
lot
no.
of sense. here.
Meanwhile, your PS5 using players was like, "Hey, I don't like it when you arch your back too much when I'm, giving you missionary from the back."
Can
Oh, do all y'all use
missionary from the
PS5? Am I the only non? Yeah. I'm slandering you PS5 users, PC gamers.
And then like you think of Microsoft, it's Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
No.
Does he plow? I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't, but the users
don't
do.
know.
We're talking about it. We're talking. I'm locked in. I'm in the system. I'm over here doing, Prima guides on
Oh.
finding.
Those were the good ones.
Yeah. You remember Prima guides?
I remember.
Oh yeah, dude.
There was
Yeah.
like 2 brands. There was Prima, and then there was another one. I don't remember. There was 2 big
Yeah.
ones. If it wasn't
Is it
like
Brady?
that was it, Brady.
Yeah.
Yes,
Primal was
that
more in your
it.
face because it was
Yeah.
like the big bold red.
Yeah.
You have a Prima guidebook because they make you know.
Brady.
You have no choice.
I think usually came with a kick-ass poster of the game. And that's what was in my room, you know, when I was practicing my oral skills and hanging up my Zelda posters. That's what I was thinking. I was like, again, why do you think I own so many ocarinas? Just blowing. Just
All for
blowing
practice.
all day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thanks for watching this week.
That was a lot of fun, everybody.
This mic off in the
It's good having you.
I mean,
This is
dude, you know, we got a
soccer.
lot of, you know, I think we got a lot of people in the Rooster Teeth community who this is going to transition into date night. You know, I feel like they're going to get done with off topic and be like, you know, hearing if you say missionary from the back, let's find out what that is.
I'm interested.
Let's find out. Yeah, we're going to Google that and try that.
I'm gonna Google it.
If he's Kama Sutra, go ahead and pre-order
Yeah,
it.
oh,
on
yeah.
Amazon
Oh,
now.
that's a
Page
good
one.
one.
That's new merch, you know, Achievement Hunter Kama Sutra.
New merch.
Don't worry, I'll name something after all of y'all. I'm gonna have to learn, you know. Everything.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm gonna get
cool.
your vibe. I'm gonna get all your.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give you my essence. It's fine. Let me just transmit it your way.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried.
Well-
You wrap
well,
it up.
I was
and you
waiting.
wrap
No,
it up.
I'm waiting for Jeremy to give final notes. Like, are you gonna rate? Are you gonna give people scores, or what do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
What notes have I put down this episode?
Oh, he has notes now. What did I miss?
Yeah. he's been taking notes for a while, man.
A couple, points that we did hit during the episode because I got the talking points here.
Okay. No,
We hit the important stuff at the beginning. We got all
it's your
that out of the way.
sides.
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap is not a good game. We got
It's fine.
New Hotness Reverse Missionary. Very, very good right
Ooh,
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
cool,
have
cool.
Mhm, mhm.
if he was done dirty on one of his shirt changes.
Yeah.
When they caught him halfway.
Yeah, they
cut a little-
They did,
I
they
knew
did.
they
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
It looked like-
Production,
it
you
looked
ain't
like-
slick.
It looked like you were wearing a crop top. They got it right here.
Yeah. I was like right there. I was like, I was so close.
I just
They
saw you
they moved
laughing.
so fast because I was locked and loaded to do it quickly. So
Really? Gotcha.
that was an inside job.
For sure.
Any other
Oh,
notes?
that's it. You were
That's
done.
it. I know
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
really.
That's
That one's
Jeremy,
your
is there another episode of Chump coming out next week?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
I think, there's another episode of Chump. Jonathan
hang on.
Mangum isn't on it.
It is inauguration day, so
it is on a Wednesday.
Okay,
You know,
I was yelling
Wednesdays.
about this in the last Wednesdays, political
Not
events,
great.
and Chump. That is what January is. All right,
Dude,
listen.
3 weeks in a row, dude.
Yeah, we had
It's been rough, dude.
certifying, we had impeachment votes, and we got inauguration.
There you
Chump,
go.
baby. Hell yeah.
What's gonna happen on the 27th? You wonder.
Just
6th.
You know
7th?
what? I just wanna-
7th.
I just
can't
wanna-
do math.
want to let it happen. Just
Okay.
let it happen.
All right. Well, thanks
Great.
for showing up.
Yeah.
Iffy, thanks for being early.
Yeah, you know, I'm always here. You know,
I know you are. I know you are. I'm in your
Lurking.
corner.
Nice of you to wake
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and join us.
Here's one question.
apparently
Yeah,
you sleep a
before
lot.
before we get out of here, yeah, I know. I'm a text Fiona after this, but Michael, did you ever have your hair this long before quarantine, or is this a quarantine discovery?
One time, I think it was my senior year of high school, and I think I've passed that. I think my hair is the longest it's ever been now. Hang on.
Okay, because I'm
Wow.
here to say, long hair Michael is the hottest, and you might want to consider keeping.
Oh
the
man,
long
look
hair.
at that. Look at those
God.
I
locks.
like you however you are, but long hair Michael
good, dude.
is about to I'm about to lay on your couch while you play the guitar and
Oh,
you know,
hell
do
yeah.
your best cover of
Slap
Blink.
at it,
Like,
dude.
yeah.
Slap at it. I mean, you want to come over? I'll blow my ocarina.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You can add to that Kama Sutra book. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Lots of good opportunities there.
Mm,
Well, we're done here.
yeah.
Thank you.